Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Doing the glass house, or I guess you can say glass factory. I'll just do a quick walkthrough. A lot of open spots for combat angles. You know, fences to keep open exposures to players as they're going through. A regular wall here would make it, you know, more covered for the raiding team. Try to keep it open as possible. Barbed wire. I'll explain what that's there for in a minute. My quick access in. Every room secured, locked down. This is a pretty easy base to secure. All you have to do is pick a room and block off a window and wall, or a window and doorway, and you can start this off pretty easy. All this is set up because in my next video I'm going to go into details how to start this drug mod and how to make profit and how to use everything, because there's not much information on it. And we're going to make a server video on, you know, how to, which has all the details of how you're going to make all this. Going to show you how to use, you know, what to put in these barrels, how to use both, you know, presses, how to use the drug lab station, the production table, all this. Going to show you how to do everything. Like I said, start this base off. I would just pick a room like this one, wall the window off. I do believe you can't crawl through these anymore. Could be wrong, but you check. This now has a hitbox. You can tell. So yeah, it normally means you can't crawl through them, but it's also DayZ, so keep that in mind. I'm still blocking them off. Only drawback to this style base, these windows are kind of foggy, so it is kind of hard to see players a long distance, especially if you're back, but not bad. Alright, going up to the main loot room. As you can tell, I keep a lot of open areas. This is a pretty large facility, so for me to be able to kind of, you know, keep control, I want to see as much as possible from being, you know, on the top floor, so I can see all the way down to the main door here. And then I have these little window cutouts all the way through all those. Try to give me angle to all the doors so I can see people plant, try to plant. I can throw grenades, gas them out, whatever it takes. Also, if you can tell, I didn't, you know, put any type of floors here. The players do have the opportunity to fall, take damage. Also, if they fall through here, they can land on the barbed wire, get sliced up, which then they gotta try to find a space to bandage. And with all this, you know, open holes and floors, pretty hard to find a nice tuck away spot to do that. This is what I would consider the main loot room. It's not a big loot room, but there's plenty of space to put, you know, 3 or 4 lockers, some storage shelves, some crates, safes for all your, you know, rare items. This is not gonna be a big, you know, Zerg clan base layout. Obviously you can blow this out and make it bigger if you want. I want it more compact and, I don't know, smaller for my liking. We got a little shooting platform. This is what this is done here. Feels like a drop. This is gonna be difficult this time. Normally you can just drop in there, but alright. You can tell, open these windows up. Tons of open opportunities. Nice little choke point here with 2 door stacks. Gives you opportunity to bend, kind of take peeks in, see where they're at. These all exposed, open to other, you know, airlocks. Obviously, to avoid players from boosting, you want to make these barricades kind of tip in so they can't bolt. Multiple angles. Like I said, this is all the main loot room, so you have all this is pretty secured. Now, I did leave this corner kind of open so that if I need to jump out and wrap around, I can. So you can jump out of that. Like I said, all this is exposed for me to be able to help bend the base against raiders. Plenty of open spots. I got this small little narrow hallway too. Where I have this where I can go to my front loot room. Which is nice is when I made that top window entrance on the roof, kind of created me a door barricade right where the main loot room door is, which worked out nicely. So that if someone tries to plant here, they're gonna not be able to stand up and shoot, and I can. So it kind of gives me a nice little defensive point. Still, you know, more defensive points here. I got a choke window here. They try to plant, I can shoot them. Overall, this is a pretty nice, you know, factory for building. Especially out of vanilla structure, a lot of open space. Obviously, you can make the loot room bigger. You can stack doors differently. I did this because I wanted more diversity when it comes to floor layout. Obviously, not allowed to, you know, have players do any type of animation and vault in, so I created a little ramp to walk in and out of. And this is the little wall that I made that dropped down right in front of my loot room door, which worked out quite nicely. But obviously up here too, you can wall this off up here so you can have a place to drop your heli. I just didn't do that because it's not, you know, it's not needed. People kind of understand the concept of putting up a big wall and making an helipad. Like I said, this base is pretty cheap to start off in. Window, door. Drop the flag. You can start building outwards. Once you start getting this room secured, you can always do what I did here, kind of build little mini walls, obviously block that. And then come down here and, you know, start blocking your other main doors. Block that door, block that door, put your window up. And then just start building back up. Expand outwards. Or you might say wouldn't start all the way out here. Granted, if your server doesn't have a, you know, garage, or vertical garage, you can store it in the base. So if you had to, you can start off in here, build yourself a little 1x1 box and a garage door. But still, this is a lot of building to cover to start off with. Like, this is a lot of walls. So doing this little square would be a lot. If you look outside here, all these windows have to be barricaded. But you can boost up on this. You can jump from here to here to here and try to roll inside these windows. I've seen plenty of people do it. I just don't know if you can still do it. But DayZ has made a lot of fixes for window raiding, so you can't glitch in. But this requires a lot of material to block off all the windows. That's why it said start in this little tower here. Just do these little boxes 1 by 1 and work your way up to the bottom and then expand out. But hope you guys like the video. This is my vanilla building video number 2 on the series. If there's a certain building you guys want me to try and optimize, let me know. Still gonna do a video on buildings I will not build in, even for base building plus. Just because there's certain videos or certain houses and buildings that are just not good. Not worth the time. But this will be the glass house factory. Hope you guys liked it. Thank you for all the new subscribers. Have a good one.